Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking to you about Casey Anthony and the 3 huge reasons or topics, I guess, of why I think that she is 150% guilty. She is so fucking guilty to me. And I honestly, every time this case comes up, which it actually just did again on Investigation Discovery, this happened in 2009, I believe, 2008, 2009, so it was a while ago, but every time I think about this case, I get fired up. I want to fight this bitch every fucking time because I feel there was no justice for this poor little girl. And I'm not going to be telling you the whole breakdown of the Casey Anthony trial, of the events that went down. I'm not going to be talking about that. I think this is enough proof for anyone to say that she is guilty. The first thing I think that just is the dead giveaway of Casey being responsible for Kaylee's murder, which is her daughter. Casey believes that her nanny, named Zanny, kidnapped her daughter, and that was that. But the interesting part, and I think the most dead giveaway for this entire case, is the fact that Casey Anthony did not report her daughter missing for 31 days. And the only reason, actually she never reported her missing. Her mother, Casey's mother, so Kaylee's grandmother, reported Kaylee missing because she finally said, "Casey, what the fuck's going on? You keep telling me Kaylee's with the nanny. I want to see my granddaughter. Where is she?" And she tells her, I didn't want to say anything, but the nanny named Zanny kidnapped her and she's been gone for 31 days. So naturally, the grandmother, who obviously has nothing to do with this, starts bawling her eyes out, calls the police. There's a recorded phone call of her phone call to the police, and it is honestly chilling. If I can find it, I'll try to put it in here.
"There's something wrong. I found my daughter's car today, and it smells like there's been a dead body in the car."
Cindy knew that Casey had something to do with it instinctively. She just knew, and she said her daughter's car smelled like a dead body. Who would say that? And then after the fact of that whole thing happened, Cindy was very aloof, pretended like her daughter was innocent. It's just like a mother's nature to want to protect their daughter. I guess it's not in Casey Anthony's nature, but we'll move on from that. So 31 days, no reports at all. That was the biggest thing to me, because any mother who has a natural instinct to protect their child would not just be, even let's say she was innocent hypothetically, you think she would be like, "Oh, my daughter's missing. Oh well, I'm going to call Becky and go to the club tonight and enter a hot body contest, because that seems like a good thing to do when my daughter's been missing for, 30 days. Seems like a normal thing to do. I'm going to go out to the club with Becky. We're going to have a great time. If Kaylee shows up, she does. If she doesn't, that doesn't fucking happen unless you're responsible for it or you know what happened. So I just don't believe that shit at all. And this is a huge part of the case as well. There's so much physical evidence, I don't know how she was not found guilty with all of this evidence. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the laundry bag. Kaylee's body was found dumped in the woods in a canvas type laundry bag. Those type of laundry bags were sold in pairs of 2 at the store that was local to the Anthony house. They found the matching twin bag in the Anthony house, the exact same bag, and there was only one of them, and they're sold in pairs. That was just a small tidbit of evidence, but nonetheless, they found the same brand of duct tape, same type of duct tape on her mouth as they had at the Anthony house where Casey lived. There were several searches for chloroform on her Google history, as well as neck breaking and other trauma-related searches. And so now we're going to move on to the trunk of her car. The cadaver dogs, and cadaver means dead body, corpse, they are trained to sniff out corpses. They alerted police to the trunk of Casey's car. So her mom so far has smelled the dead body in the trunk. The dogs have smelled the dead body smell in the trunk, and the police officer said he also smelled the dead body smell in the trunk. On top of that, the trunk had a severe amount of chloroform in it, which How ironic. Casey was looking up chloroform. How to make chloroform was one of her searches. Also, I think this is a huge piece of evidence, and I don't think a lot of people knew about it, and I can't believe I'm just finding out about it. But there was a hair in the trunk that they found that was Kaylee's hair. It was confirmed to be Kaylee's because it was untreated hair, and it was related to Casey Anthony. That would only be the daughter. That's the only person who had untreated hair, and it was in the trunk of the car. And when a body is decomposing, the hair that is attached to the head will have a band of decomposition on it, and it will be close to the root. And this hair was untreated, and it did have the band of decomposition on it. Apparently that wasn't enough evidence. I don't know how, because to me that's like a dead giveaway. Literally, that there was a body in the trunk of the car, and it was Kaylee's hair. So it's just like, hello, dead body plus Kaylee equals Kaylee's dead in the back of Casey's car. So they found the chloroform that Casey was looking up. They found the hair of Kaylee's dead body. The car smelled like a dead body. And also the laundry bag and the duct tape were at the house. So that leaves 3 suspects, which is Casey and the grandparents. And if you look in any of the trial, you'll see the grandparents are extremely devastated by the loss of Kaylee. Meanwhile, Casey doesn't give a shit at all. Like, you can just see it on her face. She doesn't give a shit. We'll get into that. So the third thing I want to talk about is Casey's actions. If you watch any of the court footage, you will see that Casey does not cry over her daughter once. She's actually laughing in several instances in the courtroom. She's laughing when they're talking about her baby's skull and they're holding the skull. She's laughing. She starts giggling because she thinks something the guy said is funny. But if you actually cared about your daughter, you wouldn't be laughing when it has to do with their dead body and their body parts. You wouldn't be laughing. But she was laughing. She was laughing at several things. She laughed before her sentence. She just laughed pretty much the whole time. She thought this whole thing was a giant fucking joke. Her conversations with her parents, she is like, "Hi Dad, hi Mom, how's it going? Oh Mom, why are you crying? Why are you so upset? Come on, don't cry." Super fake. You can tell in the interviews she's so fake, so phony. All she keeps saying is, "This is so hard for me. No one cares about me. No one's concerned about my well-being." And they're like, "Well, everyone's looking for Kaylee." And she's like, "I know, that's obviously my biggest concern." But it's like, bitch, you just said your biggest concern was you and that not enough people are paying attention to you. Because you're a selfish fucking bitch. Oh, another huge hint is she never asks if they found Kaylee. Don't you think if you were a grieving mother or you were missing your child, you would say, "Have they found her yet? Like, do you have any updates? Have they found her?" But she obviously killed her, hence she doesn't care because she doesn't want them to find her, because then that's more evidence for them to put against her. She also lied to the police. That's another action that's very obvious to me that she did it. She said, "Oh, I couldn't have done that, I was working." She brought them to Disney, said she worked at Disney, walked down the hall with them, and then said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, actually I was fired from here months ago." And they're like, "What? Why would you lie about that?" Like, you don't lie about stuff unless you're guilty. You wouldn't be leading the cops around in a wild goose chase. You'd be trying to help find your fucking kid, but you're a liar. You fucking did it, and you're making it harder for them. Recently, Casey did an interview where she talked about the case and asked, "What do you think happened to Kaylee?" She goes, "I don't know. People have their theories, but I don't know." Really? If you really, you're not even going to say what you think happened? Then he started asking her more questions. She goes, "I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. She was with my dad." So after all this time, she did blame a lot of it on her dad. You can just tell, any sane person who watches his interviews and his testimony knows that he loved that little girl and he would have never done something like this. Yeah, so I don't believe that theory at all. I don't believe that the father had anything to do with it. Unfortunately, it's just heartbreaking because the parents obviously care so much about Casey and Kaylee. Even though they know that Casey murdered their granddaughter, they still can't seem to be like against her. But it looks like in the newest interview with the dad, he does think that she, you know, accidentally drugged the baby when she wanted to go out for the night. But like, she'll blame it on the father, and then she'll also say that he molested her when she was a child, and he's like, I never did any of that. It's just horrible, horrible things. Like, she is the devil. So the last thing that just really solidifies everything that I've ever thought about Casey Anthony being a selfish, fucking evil cunt would be her newest interview, where they said, you know, how do you feel about everything that's happened? Like, what is your reaction to what people think of you? And her response was, I don't give a fuck what people think of me. I sleep pretty good at night.
I don't give a about what anybody thinks about me. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I never will. I'm okay with myself. I sleep pretty good at night.
That's what she said. I sleep pretty good at night. You know, if you really were mourning the loss of your child, or you really believed her to be missing and it wasn't your fault, would forever mourn the loss. And I don't think she would ever describe herself of sleeping well at night. I think she would be like, what happened to Kaylee is a tragedy, and I am going to be heartbroken forever. And, you know, something like that. Not, I don't give a fuck what people think of me. I sleep really good at night. Yeah, knowing that you got away with fucking murder, guess what? Everyone in America, everyone globally fucking hates you. I actually can't even believe that Casey Anthony is still alive. I feel like I would have a moral obligation to punch this bitch in the face if I saw her like walking out and about, because I heard she lives in Florida and I live in Florida now. Like, I feel like if I saw her and I was at the mall, I would like literally like black out and beat the shit out of her because I just hate this bitch so much, and I don't even know her. Like, I have seen enough to know she deserves to get a massive ass whooping, and I just wish someone would do it already. So basically, Casey Anthony is living a wonderful life. She's trying to get a book deal. No one's gonna buy your fucking book, bitch. No one wants to read about your pathetic lies and how your life is now ruined. But you sleep pretty good at night, so it shouldn't really affect you. Pretty much, I just fucking hate Casey Anthony. I think that she's a baby killer and she's a murderer and she deserves to go to jail. Like, I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with people who would think that girl is innocent. So I'm just gonna end it on that. I hate Casey Anthony's guts. Bitch, I hope you're watching, because Lord knows you don't have a life and you literally probably just Google yourself every 5 minutes. So if you do, go fuck yourself. And for everyone else watching, I hope you have a great day. Yeah, and please leave some comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you're into the Casey Anthony case at all, I would love to hear about it and what your thoughts on what really happened are. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.